Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's had a wonderful weekend. Excuse me while I sip on my milky coffee. Listen, I want to apologise for no streams yesterday, first and foremost. I know people were waiting for them, but I was in London and it ended up being an all-day and all-evening job. So, yeah, I came back. I got back about 11 o'clock last night. I put a little clip of the podcast out. The full podcast will be out at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So in about an hour's time from now, it will be out. Listen, I know a few people have asked me as well, whether it's just going to be regulars from a.f.c. No, it's not. It's not. I wanted to start off with him for a certain reason, a couple of reasons. So when you see it, you'll see that at the beginning. Excuse me. So yeah, listen, there's going to be a couple of people from there, cool, because there's a few of my pals that go on it. So yeah, I want to see what they've got to say. But there's going to be a mix of every type of person, maybe some ex-players as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Maybe some current players. You never know. You never know. And also, I'm going to get some faces from other football fan bases. So it's not just going to be Arsenal related. I want to branch this out and do boom, go mad. So yeah, it's going to be good. So listen, big up the love on the clip that I put out last night. If you haven't seen that, it's only a 2-minute 9-second clip. Go back and check that out. Obviously after you've watched this and put a like on it. But yeah, let's talk about some of the transfer activity or lack of it so far still. Since Pepe, it's just gone woo straight back down there again. But let's start with a couple of players that could be leaving. Eddie Nketiah, number one. Eddie Nketiah is close to either Bristol City or Cardiff. Both teams are in for him. Now, Emery's trying to convince him to stay. I'm not so sure that's going to work. I don't see him getting that much game time, especially now that we've signed Martinelli, especially that we've signed Pepe. We've got Aubameyang, we've got Lacazette. This is going to hinder Eddie Nketiah's first team action. I personally believe that Martinelli will get more game time than Nketiah if he stays. So I think that would be a good move for Nketiah, maybe go and get that loan. I think he needs a loan. I'll be straight up. Listen, he's looked good in pre-season. He looked sharp towards the back end of the season for Arsenal last season. But ultimately, I don't think he's at that level where he's quite good enough yet. I don't think he's got the hold-up play, the physicality and strength to go with that. So I think a loan move would be good for him. Maybe give him another year, go and toughen up in a different division. Maybe even the Premier League. Who knows? He might even get a loan move down the table somewhere. Big him up, bolster him up, get him used to playing week in, week out and the challenges that come with that in a proper league rather than just under 23s where it's a little bit easier. And then maybe we bring him back next season and he's ready for first team action. But if he isn't, we sell him. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, it'd be a shame because I think he's got talent. I think he'd be fantastic. But I'm just not quite sure he's going to get much game time with Arsenal this season. So, yeah, Cardiff City and Bristol City are both in for him. Let's move on to Laurent Koscielny. Laurent Koscielny has agreed personal terms with Bordeaux. We know that he agreed terms with Rennes a few weeks ago as well. And Lyon were sniffing around, but apparently he's edging closer to a move to Bordeaux. And this will go through. I'm pretty sure that maybe not to Bordeaux, but this will go through in terms of him leaving this club. Let's all not forget as well here. I know a lot of people have been losing their rag recently about we need to get players out. We need to get players out. The transfer window out of the country, i.e. France, Germany, Spain, Italy, is still open until the end of August. So just because our window shuts on the 8th, which is Thursday, doesn't mean we can't get rid of players. We just have to get rid of them abroad. So I think Koscielny will go. I do think that'll happen. I think it's about time he left. I never expected him to be the guy that came out and disrespected the club the way he's done it. I didn't expect him to be that person. He's been here, 9 years, one of the longest serving players. So, yeah, I didn't expect him to be the guy that comes out and disrespects the shirt and disrespects the fans and the club. Listen, whether I've rated him or not is irrelevant. He's an Arsenal player. He's under contract, and to totally disregard our manager and say he ain't going on the trip is disgusting. So the quicker he goes, the better. Let's move on to Kieran Tierney. Now, this is probably going to go down to deadline day if it happens. Hopefully it does happen. And yeah, apparently he could be out for 8 weeks. Now, is this a story, thigh injury apparently? Is this a story that Celtic have leaked out there to try and put us off of signing him? I'd say probably. Listen, they're panicking, they're flapping, they want to keep him. They want him still in their team. Listen, he's a Celtic boy, he's a Celtic fan. He's part of a treble winning side, and he's been a main part of that as well. So yeah, it's all good. And listen, at the end of the day, I think that if he does leave Celtic, it is going to be a deadline day bonanza, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Kieran Tierney's having a medical. I don't think the 8 weeks is anything to worry about. And even if he is out for 8 weeks, I'd still buy him. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I just think that if you want the player that badly and he can pass a medical in terms of everything's sound and he's fit and well, apart from that injury, buy him. Buy him, because guess what? You might go in for him in January and he might say, well, actually, we're on course for the 10 in a row now. I don't want to come. So you go and get it done now. If you want the player, you pay the money, you go and get it done, and we get it over the line. And then when he's back in 8 weeks, we put him into the team. It's as simple as that. And that's what I would do. I don't know what Unai Emery's planning. I don't know what the club are planning. I do think that we're still going to get him. I've said this all summer. I think we're going to get him. If we don't, then we don't. But I genuinely think that this is going to happen. So yeah, we'll watch out this space in the next 4 days. Don't forget also, thank you to nearly 1,000 of you watching live. Not even 10% of you have liked this video yet. So please do go and stick a thumbs up on the video. It gets it out to other people who are non-subscribed. So that obviously helps. It builds the channel. Don't forget as well, while there's nearly 1,000 of you watching, on deadline day, which is Thursday coming, UK time, 1 p.m, I am doing a 5-hour straight stream. I'm going to be sitting there. We're going to be talking about absolutely everything. We're going to talk about Arsenal. We can talk about other teams if you support them. You can ask me 1,001 questions. So yeah, it's all good. And then we're going to go through some of the players that we've signed, some of the players that could potentially be signed still on deadline day, some of the players that could still go out after the window closes, their likely destinations, how much we could get for them, whether it be a loan and stuff like that. I'm going to get a few people on. Not 100% sure I'm going to do that yet, because Google Hangouts is what you use, and that's shut down. So potentially use Skype via YouTube for that one. So yeah, Chris is coming on from Guna Eagle Eye, so I'm going to give him a subscribe. Also, the football fan chat. He's also a moderator in this on this channel. He's a Chelsea fan. He's going to come on. He's got a channel as well called the Football Fan Chat, so go and subscribe to him as well. And I'm trying to get hold of a couple of other people as well. So yeah, it's all good. And yeah, not other than that, there's not really a great deal of stuff to talk about in terms of transfers. So we might as well stop talking and read some of your comments out. Do a couple, 5-10 minutes of this, maybe. Say 5 minutes of this, and then, like I said, the podcast full length comes out at 1 o'clock. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Listen, it's slightly different to how other people do it. I ain't one of these people that just has the same old people on it every week, and as the same thought process in terms of people being nicey to each other, and oh no, you can't upset the grain. Fuck that shit. I'll have on who I want, whether they piss people off or not. If I can get a different side out of them to what people see, sweet. But yeah, we had a good laugh yesterday. So we spoke about loads of stuff. Ended it up speaking about the previous manager and the new manager and the thoughts of the season. But yeah, it starts off really good, and yeah, some good stories as well. So go and check that out at 1 o'clock. And let's read some of your comments. Oh, sorry, that is one person I've forgotten, actually. Coutinho. Coutinho is still linked with a move to Arsenal, and so is Samuel Umtiti, right? And we're playing Barcelona tonight, so good luck to the lads tonight. But Raul Sanhaley is going to that game. Is he going to come back with one or both of them? Is he coming back with that deal done for one of either Coutinho or Umtiti? Titi. That'd be nice. Titi at centre-back. Jeez, that'd be decent. So yeah, let me get the frog out of my throat and let's read some comments. Coutinho is linked with Leicester. Jesus, that'd be a fall from grace, wouldn't it, mate? No disrespect, but from Barcelona to Leicester, different types of cities as well, bro. One's nice and sunny, and the other one's A little bit dank and grey most of the time up in the Midlands. I don't want any of them. Mustafi out. We should go for Lenglet. I'm not too keen on that geezer, Haroon. I'll be honest. I don't think he's all that. Firpo is going to Barcelona. Do you know what? I see that as well. I see that. Mate, I hope I pronounced that right, actually, mate. Yeah, I see that. So yeah, he could be on his way out in Titty. So I'd take him. It's a risk. Don't get me wrong. It's a big risk, but I'd take him. I think he'd do us a good service if he stays fit. We obviously know he's a fantastic player. So yeah, we shall see. Moise Keane to Everton. That's a good signing for them. Very good young player. Right, these comments are going so quick. Ozil for Coutinho. To be honest, I don't want either. Listen, I'll take Coutinho, but I don't think he's anything special, if I'm being honest. Don't really rate him as highly as some people. That's just my thoughts on it. But Kimpembe is made for Arsenal. I like him, Shamar. I like him. I think he's good. Malcolm to Zenit. Jesus Christ, what a waste of a career that is. Zagadou from Borussia. Not too keen on him, mate. Not too keen on him, Danny. I don't think he's all that, if I'm being honest. He got spun up by Koeman. In fact, actually, that's what I was going to ask somebody. Yesterday, Borussia Dortmund were playing Bayern Munich. Was that actually a league game, or was that a community shield type game? Because it was on in the pub I was in yesterday after I'd done the podcast. And it was the Super Cup. Oh, okay. Super Cup final. Thank you for clearing that up. Borussia Dortmund won. Just goes to show life without Robin and Ribery ain't going to be easy, you know. Liverpool made the bank with Coutinho out, Alisson and Van Dijk in, exactly. And look at where they've gone with that, Kay Brennan. They've gone all the way up to Champions League finalists, then up to Champions League winners. So yeah, fair play to Liverpool, man. We need to find a Coutinho style of player that we can flog for stupid money. Thank you to over 1,000 people watching. Please do stick a like on this. I'm going to do 5 more questions and comments and I'm gone. I'll be back at 5 o'clock as normal. Don't forget the podcast, 1 o'clock. Please do go and check that out. Leave your comments and feedback down below. Also, check out the description on that. There is an Instagram link. Go and show Graham some love. Go and show him some love because that guy designed the logo for the podcast. So, and he done my end screen as well. Top geezer, and he's worked with some massive companies out there. So respect him for doing that. And yeah, go and check him out. Crips19 says Nathan Aki. I'd take him. I'm a big fan of his, mate. 41212 this season, says Khan. Possibly we could switch it up each game. Georgie, go and check out the sneak peek. Anyone who ain't done the sneak peek, is a 2-minute sneak peek of it last night. I put it out about midnight. So go and check that out. That's on the channel already. Why do the last 2 managers rate Granite? Says Vartan, good morning to you, mate, or afternoon as it is now. That's a very good question, mate. I think it's more to do with the fact that there's nobody else really that's there. I think that I want to see Joe Willock there. I want to see that. And I love the fact that Emery started to play him more. I love the fact that he subbed off Ozil in the final to bring Joe Willock on. That was a statement of saying, listen, you ain't going to pull your weight. This kid's ready. So I'd love to see him get a long stint of games this season, mate. And I couldn't agree more about Granite. Good afternoon to you, Scott. Frank Kessie from midfield. Not too sure about him, mate. Not too sure. Will Torreira play tonight? I don't think he will, Chris. Good afternoon to you, mate. I don't think he'll even play against Newcastle, if I'm being honest. He's only just come back. Will Pepe play tonight? I bloody hope so, mate. Alan. All right, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back at 5. Don't forget to check out the podcast. Please go and give that some love. It's the first one. Like I said, it will not always be regular AFTV members on it. It will be all sorts of different people on it from other fan bases as well. Ex-players, maybe even some current players, if I can get some of them on. That'd be mad. And it's going to be different fan bases, different types of fans. Maybe get some women on there as well, rather than just men all the time. So I wanted to start off with that person because he's a very good friend of mine and he gets mugged off by a hell of a lot of other podcasters. So So yeah, there we go. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Leave the comments down below in the podcast when it drops at 1 o'clock, and I'll be back at 5. And I'll speak to you all later. Oh, and before I go, let me just quickly read this. Jamie Davis, you ain't that big. Well, I've already got 2 ex-players already nailed on to come on, bruv. So go suck out. See you later.